Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jai Hind, Namaskar, and I hope I am properly audible and visual to all of you. So, I welcome you all to this session of daily newspaper editorial analysis. And in today's session, the topics which we are going to discuss, let us first have a look at this, and then we will discuss the topics. We will also come to the part of answer writing. I have seen many of your answers also. Like many of you have submitted answers. I have gone through that also. So I will be giving you that suggestion also, that what you have to improve in that answer writing part. Okay. So let us start first with the topics which we have. Okay. The topic which we are having today, we are having two editorials. We are having two editorials for today. One of the editorial is about India at 80 years, that we are here at 80 years of our independence. So what we have achieved so far, what have been the challenges, or what we have to achieve in the future, that will be the one part which we are going to discuss. The second topic is with respect to the Makkah Pact. Again, this is there in the news, and the article is about implications for West Asia. So we have discussed about this topic in the past also, that what is Makkah Pact, what are the implications, but we will see it again. Some of you may not have attended the session, so we are going to see it again. You know that this is how it works. Sometimes you are having the repetition of the same topic again and again and again. There are two editorials today with respect to Makkah Pact. We have already discussed about this, that how it is going to be there for Iran, how it is going to be there for other countries, but we will revise it again once more. Okay. Now, so these are the topic. First, let us see that this one part. This one is about India at 80. India at 80 years of its independence. So tell me first from your side, at 80 years of independence, how do you see India? At this 80 years of independence, how do you see India? Where do we stand in today's world? Good morning. So where do we stand in the present world? After these many years of independence, where do we stand? Like in 1947, we got independent, and that was the time. That was the time when we have seen that India was like considered as a country of snake charmers. India was considered as a country of superstitions and many other things. India was yet to be discovered. Okay. India was yet to be discovered at the global level. Okay. So when we talk about 1947, when we talk about the 1947, we have seen that it was one of the most challenging time. Okay. It was one of the most challenging situation. Most challenging situation. We have seen that when the Britishers have gone from India, they have left behind a huge number of challenges. There were huge number of challenges which we see. There was challenge of partition. There was security issues. We have seen that there was challenge of integration of the country. Integration of the country. There was challenge of low economic output. Low economic output. And and then we have seen crores of mouth to feed. Crores of mouth to feed. So it was a new chapter. It was a new chapter. Okay. It was a new chapter at that time. We were not good in industry. Okay. Industrial base was quite poor. We have not inherited a very strong economy or a strong like resource base from the Britishers. They have looted away the Indian resources, they have looted the Indian economy, and Indian economy was left with no options. Indian economy was left with no resources, no capacity. So it was that time. Like you have so much responsibility and you have no other resources. So it was a time when we were having the low economic output and crores of mouths to feed. So that was the situation. That was the situation in 1947. That was the situation in 1947. Now, if we compare it with the present times, if we see the present times, what we see here that we are one of the largest economies. Okay, you can say that it is top 6. Okay, but you know that that is basically a number of games. In just 1 or 2 years, India will be in top 3. Okay, even if we talk about the purchasing power parity, in purchasing power parity, we have seen the third largest economy of the world. The third largest economy of the world. We are the third largest economy of the world in purchasing power parity. In nominal terms also, in the near future, India is going to be the third largest economy. No one can deny that fact. Okay. So we have one of the fastest growing developing economy. We have the fastest growing developing economy. We are not the superpower, but we play a crucial role in shaping global geopolitics. Okay. We are also there for, we also have a strong global presence. Strong global presence. Whether we are talking about, say, it's not that we have emerged as the most powerful or the top 3 or the top 4 in terms of military or something. But the thing is, basically, you cannot ignore India. You cannot ignore India at this forum. So we see that we are rising. It's not that we have achieved it, but we are rising. We are rising. We are not going down. We are not losing the relevance. We are rising. In terms of space also, we are having one of the like well developed space economy. We may not have the largest number of satellites, but we are there among the top 6 space power of the world. In many things, we have achieved that first position also. We have been the first one to go to the Mars in our first attempt, in our maiden attempt. We have been the first one to reach, the south pole of moon through our Chandrayaan 3. We are the 4th country to reach to the surface of moon through soft landing. We have got our own astronomical observatory. We are also having our navigation system. Although there are challenges, but we do have our navigation system. We see that at the same time in space, we have got one of the powerful launch vehicles. So that is also one of the part. So in space also, in terms of defense or military, again, if you look at the major powers of the world, we will be counted among the top 5. In any case, we are going to be counted in the top 4 or top 5. So in terms of defense preparedness also, we are going to be there in top 4 or top 5 countries of the world. It was not the same in 1947. In 1947, we were at a risk of getting attacked from any sides. So that is also one of the part. In terms of defense also, we are among the top 5 nations. We are among the top 5 nations. So we have been progressing on multiple forums. We are also one of the, in terms of agriculture, in terms of agriculture, India is among the top producers of fruits, vegetables, grains, pulses, turmeric, spices, many other things. Okay. So when we are talking about the agriculture, we are among the top producers of fruits, vegetables, milk, and many other grains. We are among the many other grains. Yes. We have seen that, yes, in the case of environmental conservation also. In case of environmental conservation also. In case of environmental conservation also, we have got 101 Ramsar sites. We have got 101 Ramsar sites. We have been able to achieve our nationally determined contribution well ahead of its target. We have got more than 50% energy from renewable energy sources. We have developed our own nuclear reactors. The entire world was not giving us nuclear technology, so we have developed our own nuclear reactor. We have got our own energy sources. We have been a leading producer of solar energy. So in terms of nuclear power, in terms of solar power, in terms of wind power, in terms of hydro energy, we have been rising. We are one of the largest consumer of the energy in the world right now. We are one of the largest consumers of the energy in the world right now. Okay. So we see that now there is this one thing that we are having a strong presence in global geopolitics also. In global geopolitics also. We see this one time, 8 times we have been members of United Nations Security Council non-permanent member. We have been 8 times member of this United Nations Security Council. You can see that India is a part of MTCR, Missile Technology Control Regime, Australian group, Wassenaar Arrangement. So we see that in all these forums also, we have got a significant position. We have been able to modify multiple climate policies also. Right now you can see that we are part of BRICS, SCO, BIMSTEC. We have got one of the largest digital payment infrastructure, UPI. We have got one of the largest digital payment infrastructure, that is UPI. UPI has in fact turned out to be the world's largest transaction, having the volume of transaction, world's largest volume of transaction is handled by UPI. So we have seen that there are of course some inherent challenges, but India is no longer waiting to be discovered. India is no longer waiting to be discovered. India is having a strong relationship with many countries. Okay. India's demography, if we look at this demography also, we have more than 65%, 68% of the population which is working age. Okay. So this is one of the part where we see that India has in fact been able to get its position in the world. India is no longer waiting to be discovered. You may like, you may not like, but you cannot ignore. That is the situation. And basically, we are rising. We are rising every year. It's not that it is a declining phase, but we are on a rising phase. We are rising there year by year, day by day. Okay. Now, of course, we are having some of the inherent challenges. Okay. We are having some of the inherent challenges. We are having some of the inherent challenges which are there, like the domestic challenge. We are having some domestic challenges. We see that it is there in terms of inequality. It is there in terms of inequality. We have seen that a huge chunk of the population, is not getting the equality there in terms of economy. We have seen that more than 70% of the wealth is concentrated with just a few people. More than 70% of the income is just gathered by a few people, by a few percentage of people. The the bottom 50% of the population is earning less than 10% of the income of the country. Okay. So this is one of the part which we see. Dekho, Muhammad Afzal Khan, perhaps you are coming once in a week and then you are giving the same message, sir, daily class honi chahiye. There is a daily class which is already going on. You may not be aware about this, but this class goes on daily basis. You are attending it once in a week. Okay. So that is one of the part. This is inequality. The second thing which we are seeing here, that we are having this one thing, the governance. The governance. This is something which is impacted by lack of efficiency. Lack of efficiency. There is corruption. There is corruption. There is mismanagement. Lack of transparency. Accountability. So what we see that this is one of the part which we have to ensure when we are talking about the governance. We see that there is a lot of challenges which we see there in our governance. We see that we are having one of the challenge which is in the form of technological backwardness. We are having this one thing, technological backwardness. We are having this one major challenge which is in the form of technological backwardness. Okay. So this is also something which we are facing on a regular level. We also see that there is another thing, the human capital. The human capital. This is also something which is a challenging situation for India. We see that there is a lack of skilled labor. There is a lack of skilled labor. There is a lack of skilled labor. So that is also something which is missing. There is lack of high paying jobs. Employment generation is down. Okay. We see that slow economic activities. Slow economic activities. Lower employment generation. We are still seeing infrastructural gaps. Infra gaps. Okay. So while we are having some of the best infrastructures in the world, it's not that we are not having. We are having one of the largest, one of the highest arc railway networks. We are having very much secure. We are having very much secure metro. We are having one of the best quality of metro runs in India. Okay. It may not be very much clean. It may not be having that much very good look, but it is one of the safest metro system in the world, more safer than what we believe in the portions of Japan or other countries. We are having one of the safest nuclear reactors. But again, on the other side, we are having potholes in the roads. We are having the NH collapsing at multiple places. The bridges are collapsing. The railways collapsing. Our airlines also are witnessing huge challenges in the present times. Okay. So airlines are also facing challenge. So we see that there is multiple challenges which we see in the terms of infrastructure gaps. There is an infrastructure gap which is also existing here. Then we see that there is also, these are domestic challenges. We have got international challenge also. The geopolitical crisis, and energy security. Increasing dominance of China. Increasing dominance of China. We see that our policies, with respect to US and European Union, we are still not able to cultivate that much relation. Okay. So we see that here you can write about school and education also. You can mention about education and healthcare. Education and healthcare, that is also somewhere where we are suffering. Education and healthcare, this is also an area where we are suffering. We are not having a significant expenditure on health, on education. Our education standards are not very good. Colleges are not in a good position. None of our universities are there in top 100 in QS World University rankings. Although we have got 52 number of colleges in top 1500, but in top 100, we have got no such institutions. So that is also one of the part. So increasing dominance of China, unstable neighborhood. We have an unstable neighborhood. Then we see that the rise of blocks in global geopolitics. Rise of blocks in global geopolitics once again. So of course we are having multiple challenges as well. It's not that it is quite an easy road. We see that there are multiple challenges also which are existing simultaneously for India. That on one side we have some good thing. Okay. So the thing is, the basic idea is that we are not like a failed state. We are not a failed state. We have achieved so many things. We are not a failed state. We are not a declining state. We are a rising state. That's a reality. We are a rising state, a state which is rising in its power, in its capacity, in its dominance. The speed, it could have been faster. Our growth could have been faster. It could have been more equitable. We could have achieved more than what we are having today. If we would have invested 100% of our energy, we could have got better solutions in the present time. So what we see that rise of blocks means, you can say US is one block, China is another block. So earlier it was US versus Soviet Union. Now it is US versus China. Which block you want to be in? Okay. So that is a challenge which we see, that there is a rise of blocks in the world. Okay. One block is US, another block is China. So these are the issues which we see in the world right now, that how it is going on in the world, how it is there in the world, what issues we are facing, and what strong or strength we are having. So India's rise, tell me one thing, if we are talking about India, so we have risen to this level. Is it because of the external support, or was it because of the internal strength? India's rise at this global level in the present times, was it due to external support, or was it because of internal reform? हम कैसे यहां तक पहुंचे हैं? How we have come this far? How we have come this far? Was it because of external support by any nation, or was it because of our internal reforms or internal strength? How we have reached here? Now, you cannot say both. India has not been supported. India has not been supported by any country of the world in that manner. तो इसमें आपको डिप्लोमेसी की जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें आपको डिप्लोमेसी की जरूरत नहीं है. Which country has supported us? See, when we were trying to get nuclear energy in the beginning, there was no country in the world which has supported us. Russia has helped us in establishing a nuclear power plant, but when? In 2014. रशिया और इंडिया का पावर प्लांट 2014 में आया था, and there is so far only one nuclear power plant in India from Russia. When we are talking about the defense support, let me give you one simple idea. Russia has given this BrahMos, which is having a range of 300 to 800 kilometers. Russia is having a cruise missile of range 10,000 to 20,000 kilometers. रशिया का जो अपना क्रूज मिसाइल है, ब्यूरेवेस्टनिक मिसाइल, it is having a range of 10,000 to 20,000 kilometers. And what we have got? A missile of range 300 to 800 kilometers. We have only one intercontinental ballistic missile, and that is Agni, which has been developed indigenously. So nuclear, no help. When we talk about defense, there has been no such significant help. S-400 system is there, but prior to S-400 system, we have got Akash Tir system. We have got integrated air command structure. We have got Prithvi air defense, advanced air defense. We have already got Indrajal. Okay. So it's not like that the other countries have supported the rise of India. They have seen an opportunity in India. Support is like support which we have got, for example, to Pakistan. Pakistan has got an external support, huge amount of funding has come to Pakistan from US and other countries. और तब भी उसका कुछ नहीं हो सका. ठीक है. So it's not that we have been supported largely. Somewhat friendship treaties have been there, somewhat support has been there, but often it has been guided by their own interest. It has been guided by their own interest. India's phenomenal rise, जिस चीज में भी हमारा phenomenal rise रहा है. For example, when we are talking about agriculture, when we are talking about milk production, when we are talking about the metros and other things, when we are talking about this nuclear power, when we talk about the infrastructure, okay. So in many things, what we see that there have been somewhat support, but the phenomenal rise has never been because of external support. Okay. The phenomenal rise has always been there with internal strength. What was the reason behind it? The reason is simple. Why will any country support you to become a superpower? Simple question. Pakistan or other smaller countries, they are not aspiring to be a superpower. उनको superpower नहीं बनना है. They don't have to become superpower. India has the ambition of becoming superpower. So that is our challenge. There is a difference between the smaller countries and the bigger countries. India is a country with an aspiration. If we look at this country, India is having a country with an aspiration of becoming a superpower. So that's why no country will support us in that manner. Sir, in trade, we are talking about support. We are paying, they are selling. If Pakistan have money, they would have sold that. Yes, that is a reality also. When we have got anything from outside, it is because we were paying. हमें अगर कुछ मिला है तो वी हैव परचेज्ड इट. इट हैज नॉट बीन इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ अ सपोर्ट. इट हैज नॉट दैट कि रशिया हैज गिवन अस अ सॉफ्ट लोन or China has given a soft loan to buy certain things from China or Russia or any country. So we have not got. Okay. शुरुआत में ही पता चल गया था कि सुपर पावर. इंडिया इज हैविंग अ एम्बिशन ऑफ बिकमिंग अ सुपर पावर फ्रॉम द वेरी 1947. जब इंडिया आजाद हुआ था तभी कहा गया था कि वी विल री राइट द डेस्टिनी ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. जब हम आजाद हुए थे तभी अनाउंस हुआ था कि वी विल चेंज इट. ठीक है कि इंडिया इज गोइंग टू राइज फ्रॉम हेयर एंड इंडिया विल बिकम वन ऑफ द सुपर पावर वन डे. तो ऐसा नहीं कि ये हमारा एम्बिशन अभी जाके हुआ है. इट वॉज अ एम्बिशन फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग. स्टार्टिंग से रहा. तो दैट्स वाई एवरी कंट्री वॉज लुकिंग कि कैसे इंडिया कैन बी कंटेन्ड. नाउ कमिंग टू द सेकेंड आर्टिकल. Coming to the second article, the Makkah Pact and the rise of strategic hedging. हाँ. So ultimately the thing is, the main idea, the central idea of the article is, we have risen through our internal strength. We have reached to this position through our internal strength, not external support. So the thing is, if we have to rise further, it is at the domestic level where we have to work first. Okay. हमें domestic level पे काम करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी. I always give that one line that economy drives diplomacy. Okay. Economy drives diplomacy. So when your economy will be good, there will be no international laws. Remember this one thing. Laws in international or in general also, laws are for the poor countries. जो नियम होते हैं वो गरीब देशों के लिए बनाए जाते हैं. For the weak ones, the law is to be like followed by the weak ones. The strong one rewrite the laws. जो strong होते हैं वो law को वापस से लिखते हैं. So just to give you an example, there was a treaty called as NPT. जिस NPT का मेन आधार ही ये था कि इंडिया विल नॉट बी गिवन any such nuclear material or nuclear technology. And then we see that India became the country which got the exemption from NPT. Okay. तो जो ट्रीटी हमारे खिलाफ बनाई गई थी उसी से अगर किसी को एग्जेम्प्ट किया गया है, दैट इज इंडिया. तो एनपीटी वॉज नॉट मेंट फॉर बांग्लादेश और अदर कंट्रीज और श्रीलंका एंड मालदीव्स एंड अदर कंट्रीज. एनपीटी वॉज मेंट फॉर इंडिया. एनपीटी का मेन उद्देश्य था इंडिया को न्यूक्लियर वेपन्स पजेस करने से रोकना. एंड देन वी सी that now we are the one getting the exemption from it. Now coming to this one part, the Makkah Pact. Okay. When we look at this Makkah Pact, we see that it is a pact between Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and of course Turkey. This is a pact between Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, and Turkey. Now the question is, when we are talking about this, so what we see that when we are talking about the Makkah Pact, what we see here, that why we have got it. Why they have come with this one Makkah Pact. Okay. And what is the main idea? What is the main philosophy behind it? Okay. Hey Rishabh, I'm getting your message. I've got your message, $60 trillion. Okay. So what we see, that when we are talking about this Makkah Pact, why? The West Asian crisis. Attack on Saudi by Iran. Failure failure of US to protect Gulf nations. Failure of US to protect Gulf nations. This is one of the factor. This is one of the factor why the Saudi, the same thing, Makkah या Makkah दोनों लिखते हैं. There is no such problem in it. Some people will write it MECCA. Some are writing it MAKKA. Okay. तो Makkah Pact और Makkah Pact दोनों एक ही चीज है. ठीक है. They don't have to worry about it. Okay. So this is one of the part. It is failure of United States to protect the Gulf nations. This is one of the factor, but at the same time, what we see that some experts, they also see as a counter to Israel. Some of the experts are also seeing this as a counter to Israel. Some of the countries are also seeing this as a counter to Israel. Now, from the religious angle, if we look at this, from the religious angle, this one also represents an association of Sunni dominant countries. In Islamism, we have two major groups, Sunni group and Shia group. So Iran is one thing which is having a majority of Shia group. And here we see that there is majority of Sunni Muslims in case of this area of Turkey or this part of Turkey or this Saudi Arabia and that of Pakistan. So it is a Sunni dominant group which we see here, that they are Sunni dominant group. So that is also seen as a counter to Iran. Iran is led by Shia majority. Iran is having that Shia government, and here we are having the Sunni government. So that is also one of the angle of it. So why this group has been created, you can see this. Okay. Now the thing is, what they are gaining from here, the gains from this pact. Or what they offer, what each of them offer. What each of them offer. Okay. Like what is being offered by each of them. Okay. Now, we will come to the part of India, don't worry. We will come to the part of India. So don't worry about it. We are coming there. So we see that if we talk about this, what are they going to offer? What are they going to offer? First of all, we have Saudi Arabia. So what is Saudi Arabia going to offer? What is Saudi Arabia having? Saudi Arabia is basically having enormous financial resources. Okay. This is having the financial resources. This is having the financial resources. It is having the energy power. It is having the enormous financial resources, energy power, and at the same time, Saudi Arabia is also having that political influence. Okay. This is their political influence in Islamic world. Political influence in Islamic world. So Saudi Arabia is going to offer this. Then if we talk about Turkey, it is having, of course, the conventional military capability. It is having the conventional military capability. It is also having this one thing, the new defense establishments or new defense equipments such as drones. Recent announcement of setting up defense industrial base. Defense industrial base. Defense industrial base. Okay. So this is one of the part which we see in the case of Turkey. Now, when we talk about Pakistan, what is Pakistan going to offer? What is Pakistan going to offer here? Pakistan क्या देगा? What is Pakistan going to offer here in this pact? Okay. Pakistan will give experience in nuclear power and losing war. Okay. So there is only one element, and that is the nuclear capability. It is the only country among them three which is having the nuclear capability. Although how much nuclear weapons they're having, is it actually real or unreal? That is something which needs to be tested once. इसको एक बार चेक करने की जरूरत है कि whether they are having the actual nuclear weapons or they are just claiming it. It needs to be checked because many a times their claims have not proved to be very much true. कई बार उनके जो claims होते हैं, ठीक है, कई बार इनके जो claims होते हैं which has not proved to be very much true. So what we see that there is an inherent challenge with respect to this. Yeah, I got your message, Raj Verma. Okay, so there is of course this one challenge. So here we see that Pakistan is going to offer this one thing to the pact, the Makkah Pact. Okay. Now, if we talk about their relations with US, there is one more component which we have to see there, that is relations with US. If we talk about Saudi Arabia, we see that still largely dependent and strong relations with United States. If we talk about Turkey, this is something which is a member of NATO. This is something which is a member of NATO. तो इससे क्या ही जरूरत थी इसका पार्ट बनने की? It was a member of NATO. Then we see that Pakistan, this is one country which is having sort of a complicated relation. This is having a complicated relationship with United States. If there is one country which has misused, Pakistan again and again and again, that is United States. Okay, that is United States. So that is United States. Okay. So this is one thing where we see that they are having a complicated relation. They are having a complicated relations with United States. Turkey is a member of NATO. And then we see that Saudi Arabia, it is still largely dependent. Okay. Now, this pact is of course about autonomy. This pact is of course about autonomy. But the thing is, will they be able to get it? Okay. Will they be able to get this autonomy? Achha, let me tell you one thing. Do you all remember this one part? Is Saudi Arabia is already having a military pact with Pakistan. Saudi is already having a military pact with Pakistan of similar nature. If an attack on Pakistan will be considered as attack on Saudi, and an attack on Saudi will be considered as attack on Pakistan. Okay. So there was already a pact. So when Iran was attacking Saudi Arabia, then what was Pakistan doing? इनके बीच में तो पहले से पैक्ट है ना. There is already an existing pact between Saudi and Pakistan that there will be if there is an attack on Saudi, that will be considered as an attack on Pakistan, and if there is an attack on Pakistan, that will be considered as an attack on Saudi. So when there was an attack on Saudi by Iran, what was Pakistan doing at that time? So they were already having an agreement, na? So what they have done? बस agreement खेलते रह गए. So this is one of the part which we see here, that what each of them is going to offer. Now the implications. Now the thing is that the implication. उसको भूल गए ना, है ना? Because it was not direct attack on Saudi, okay? It was not direct attack on Saudi. So that's partly true that it was not a direct attack on Saudi. Who was harmed during this process? Infrastructure loss किसका हुआ? Saudi का या US का? So this is one thing, like their capacity to actually, like it is more of building a deterrence. It is more of creating a deterrence than rather than actually causing something different here. When we talk about this, the implication is it is creating a deterrence. It is for creating a deterrence. Okay. It is for creating a deterrence that we see in the case of the Turkey region. Okay. Now the thing is, when we are talking about this, like what is Turkey saying? Like what is the aim of Turkey here? Okay. When we are looking at this, Turkey, it is thinking about, or it is having ambitions of autonomy. Ambitions of autonomy apart from NATO. Ambitions of autonomy apart from NATO. Now see this one thing, just to give you one idea. थोड़ा सा इसमें geopolitics को समझना कि on one side we have the NATO, but you know the situation of NATO right now. अभी जो NATO का situation है वो आप देख सकते हो. It is at the verge of collapse. It is at the verge of collapse. There may be announcement at some point of time. There may be announcement at some point of time that NATO members may start leaving NATO. Okay. Or they might forming some other things. And they know that the NATO is no longer that much secure as it used to be in the past. नाटो का जो कमिटमेंट पहले था वो सेम कमिटमेंट अब है नहीं. द यूरोपियन कंट्रीज डू नॉट कंसिडर तुर्की एज पार्ट ऑफ यूरोप. ठीक है, द यूरोपियन नेशंस, द वेस्टर्न यूरोपियन नेशंस, फ्रांस और यूके और जर्मनी, they do not consider Turkey to be part of Europe. Turkey consider itself as a part of Europe, but the other members of Europe, they do not give them the same attention. So Turkey is again coming back to West Asia. तो बहुत दिन तक यूरोप खेल लिया तुर्की ने. नाउ दे आर कमिंग बैक टू वेस्ट एशिया कि यही तो अपने असली वाले दोस्त हैं. दैट वन पार्ट कि सुबह का भूला शाम को घर वापस आ जाए तो उसे भूला नहीं कहते. The same thing applies to Turkey. At first, they were trying to unite with European countries, but now they have seen that the Europeans are not giving them value. NATO is on the verge of collapse, or NATO is not that much reliable. NATO is not that much reliable. So now the thing is, where are they going to go back? They're going to go back to their West Asian partners. And West Asian partner means, first of all, you have to involve with Saudi Arabia. So it is kind of looking at autonomy. That is one of the part. Saudi. Now this is something. They know right now we have Donald Trump. Okay. Right now we have Donald Trump. So when we are seeing Donald Trump, he is right now in the process of war with Iran. But the war is not over. Iran has become much more aggressive than what it used to be 2 years back. आज से 2 साल पहले ईरान जो है वो ऐसा अग्रेसिव नहीं था. But now Iran has become more aggressive. And US has a very long history of living the things in the middle. जैसे कि अफगानिस्तान को बीच में छोड़कर चले गए, सीरिया को बीच में छोड़कर चले गए. So what we see that US has a long history of living the war in the middle of it. So when US is going back, and it is known fact that US will have to go back. US को वापस जाना ही है. So when US will go back, Iran is going to emerge as a much more aggressive country in West Asia. And in that situation, Saudi needs protection. So this is one of the part that Saudi requires a strong defense against Iran. और इसका एक रीजन है, see, when we look at Iran, Iran is Shia dominated, or Shia government is there. Iran is having the Shia government. Saudi is having the Sunni government. So naturally opposed to each other, a religious war also. So we see that is also a conflict in case of Saudi and Iran. They are naturally opposed to each other. Because of the religious differences. So that is also for thing. Okay. And Pakistan. What is Pakistan doing? What is the end game of Pakistan here? It is kind of thinking like it is not having that threat from Iran. It is not having that threat from anyone. It is thinking that maybe this will become an opportunity to counter India. Okay. A group to counter India. So they are looking at as an opportunity. To counter India or use it against India. Because they are not having that stake in the West Asia in the same manner. West Asia में पाकिस्तान को कोई नहीं पूछ रहा है. So they are having that one part ki through this pact, through this thing, they might be able to create a deterrence against India or create a strong organization against India. But that ambitions is a little bit too much overstretched. Okay. So see, the implications for other nations, US. Now, US is saying this one thing, they are happy. US is saying this one thing, they are happy that their regional partners are taking more responsibility. But the thing is, if they are taking more responsibility, will it mean that US will be losing its relevance? Okay. So US says that US wants regional partner to take greater responsibility. Take greater responsibility. But what if they take full responsibility? What if they look at this full responsibility? Okay. Now the thing is, when we are talking about this, US, there is another country there, Israel. Okay. Now, not strictly against Israel, but Israel and Arab historical enmity. So this group which is there, responsibility about security, responsibility about their own security. So US is saying that we are happy that our regional partners are taking their own responsibility for their security. Okay. So in the language or in the tone of Donald Trump, he's very happy. He's very happy. But the thing is, what if they take full responsibility of their security? What if they say that US is no longer needed? So you may have seen this one thing during the Mughal Empire. Initially, the Mughal Empire was having a very strong hold over the entire country. But then we have seen that there was a rise of feudalism. There was a rise of Nawab in Hyderabad, in Bengal, and other places. And then gradually we have seen that the power of Mughal Empire started to decline. So whenever there are individual autonomous places which start taking their own responsibility, the central command will have lower relevance. The central command is going to have a lower relevance. That may also happen here. Okay. So this is also one challenge. Then the implications for Iran. Of course, the implications for Iran are much more better. Okay. So implications are there. Okay. Recent attacks have complicated relations. But see this one thing. Iran shares boundary. Iran shares boundary with Pakistan and Turkey. And the interesting fact is this, that in this boundary region, there is minority population. Look at this one angle. This is the most interesting part. Iran is sharing boundary with Turkey also. Now, Turkey is having certain Kurd people. Turkey make group of people here who are called as Kurds. Plus, there is a minority Shia population also. Okay. In Turkey also, there is a minority Shia population, plus there is Kurd. So they are somewhat not very much happy with Turkey government, one part. Second thing, in the case of Pakistan, Pakistan is also sharing border with Iran. And that is the region where they're having the Balochistani people. That is the region where they're having Balochistani people. So Pakistan, will it take that risk against Iran? Are they going to take that risk against Iran? Okay. So that is one of the part. On one side, there is the Balochistan, which has already celebrated its Independence Day on 11th of August. बलोचिस्तान ने कल अपना इंडिपेंडेंस डे सेलिब्रेट किया है. Then on the other side, in case of Turkey, there is again a minority population. There is again Kurds, and Kurds are having weapons. And the thing is, those weapons have been provided by United States. So Turkey is supported by, or Turkey is supported by US. Turkey is having a rebel group called as Kurd, and Kurd is also given weapons by US. So there is a government getting the weapon from US, and a rebel group getting the weapon from US. That is the condition with Turkey. Now here in the case of Balochistan, will the Pakistan consider about provoking Iran? Iran को provoke करना चाहेगा पाकिस्तान? So that is also a challenge. Okay. So this is one of the part. If we talk from India's perspective, अगर हम India's के perspective से बात करें, so I think last day we have discussed about this. Watching it closely, but no immediate impact. और ये हमने लास्ट टाइम भी डिस्कस किया था that Saudi is having a very strong economic relation with India. Turkey, or Turkey, now it is called as Turkey. So Turkey will not be considering agonizing India any further. They have already done that during Operation Sindoor. Turkey has already done it during Operation Sindoor, and they have seen the result of this. What was India's response? India had supplied weapon to each of the countries which are in the neighborhood of Turkey. India has supplied weapons to each of the countries which are surrounding Turkey. So in just 1 year, you can see that there is a change in the stance of Turkey towards India. Now they are kind of looking at resetting the relations. So they have in fact said that India has weaponized each and every country in our neighborhood. So Turkey will not be looking for further deterioration in relations with India. So these are the geopolitics which is going on right now. It's quite interesting. Okay. So as India enters its 9th decade of independence, its task is not simply to participate in global growth. It is to help shape it. Comment 150 words. Then evaluate the implications of each stakeholders in West Asia with respect to Makkah Pact. So try to write this. This one will be uploaded today. आज ये answer upload होगा. This question will get uploaded today. आज ये question जो है वो upload होगा. तो हाँ, Cyprus, Greece, Armenia, okay, so they have got weapons. Okay. अब देखो, now just one thing. Last day I have given you some questions, ठीक है, और उन questions में जहां तक मैं बात करूं, those people who have written, there is one answer written by Mithun. Okay, Mithun, you are writing good answers, but you need to improve your handwriting a little bit so that it becomes more legible. Okay. So that is one thing which you need to do. Then there is one answer which is written by Shreya Shukla. Okay. You have started writing the introduction, and when you were writing the introduction, you have given point wise 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. So in the case of introduction, you don't have to give that numbering. वो numbering देने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको. Riya Soni, when you have written the answer, you have written introduction and conclusion, and both are almost similar. So your introduction and conclusion both are almost similar. So you need to avoid that part. Then there is one answer which is written by Adhira. So Adhira, when you have written good, but you should be using some flowcharts also. You have written very much point-wise everything, but you should also be going for some flowcharts. Then Mridul, you have written it good. You have given multiple points, but since the question is of 250 words, you need to expand it a little bit more. The demand of the question is to critically discuss. So you need to give subheadings and then you need to write it more. There is written by one answer written by Mitra, Mitra. So when you have written answer, your part is good. You have given good answer, but you are writing very small fonts. Like I think you have written the entire 250 words in less than 1.5 pages. So you have to increase that size of the font so that it is legible. Okay. Then there is an answer by Rishabh. Rishabh, you have written quite good. Keep on writing this. You are writing almost everything, so that's quite good. Ginny, you have written answer. Your answer is good, but why are you writing on that roll paper? You have to write the answer on plain white paper. So change that copy from today itself. वो copy आपको change करना है. Okay. You cannot write on that paper. Then there is answer from Shahera. Okay, so that your answer is also good. But see, many of you have ignored this one thing. The demand of the topic was discuss. So when we have to discuss, you have to first give subheading and then you have to expand it. So this is one thing which you have to do. Okay, so everyone is writing almost good answers. You are writing good answers. You are getting content also. You are using it also. So that's quite good. But there is a scope of improvement on a regular basis. There is still a question in mind of many people where you have to upload the answer. So see, you have to go to KGS app. आप में से ज्यादातर लोग app use कर रहे हैं. So you go to KGS app. You have to log in. Okay. Once you have logged in, you will find that there is a section called as material. On this side, there is a section called as material. In that material, you will find that there is one thing called as, click on this, click there, click. Then you will find this UPSC answer writing. Again, click on this. Then you will find day-wise question. Then you will find that day-wise question is there. And in the question, there is one thing called as plus sign. There is one thing called as plus sign. So click on it and upload. So today this question is going to be there. ये question होगा. जिन्होंने app delete कर दिया, you can upload it through website also. You can go to the website also. There also you can log in. Log in करने में वहां सीधा answer writing का section आ जाएगा left side में. Kajal, I think you have written, but you have typed the answer. आपने शायद answer को type किया है. Do not type the answer. Write it on plain paper and then upload it. I have seen your answer. आप अच्छा लिख रहे हो, but do not type it. यूपीएससी आपको टाइप करने का मौका नहीं देगा. So do not type it. Okay. हाँ मिथुन, I have given you suggestion ना. मैंने आपको बताया था स्टार्टिंग में ही आपने लिखा है आंसर ना. Yes. You are writing in 2028. So yes, you should be improving answer. देखो, improving that writing part. तो थोड़ा सा legible और हो जाए. मैं तो फिर भी पढ़ लूंगा. I am having two spectacles with convex lens, concave lens, bifocal lens, everything. I can also enhance it by AI. But the thing is, those people who are writing your answer, sorry, those people who will be evaluating your answer in the mains examination, they will be in the age of 50s and 60s. जो आपका आंसर वहां पे चेक करेंगे वो 50s 60s वाले होंगे. They will be much more experienced with slightly lower eyesight and they might not like it. ठीक है, तो उनको पसंद नहीं आएगा, उनको इतना मेहनत करना होगा, वो सोचेंगे क्या ही लिखा है इस बच्चे ने. So you have to work for them. You have to work for them. They will not be able to decode each and everything. I might be able to do it, but they will need something more, much more legible, much more bigger font. और आपको 3 पेज फिल भी करना है. They don't have to leave the pages there empty. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं कि 3 पेज दिया आपने 1.5 पेज में लिख लिया, बोला बाकी आप रहने दो. Save paper, save environment. So you don't have to go for it. Okay. So Bihar government has given 1,000 acre land to Adani Group. It is for it is not only done by Bihar government, it is done by many government. This is for promotion of industry, promotion of development. Okay. Thank you everyone. Let's meet in the next session. Write this answer specially and upload it. यही question आज upload हो रहा है. So write this answer. Thank you everyone. Take care and all the best. Thank you.